Hey everyone, a very warm welcome back to the channel. Today we have another very good and interesting problem, and quite honestly speaking, a very tough and difficult question from the chapter of trigonometry. The question is asking us to evaluate the value of cos A into cos 2A into cos 3A up till cos NA, where A is equal to 2 pi upon 2n plus 1. The maximum time allotted would be 14 minutes for this question. Ideally, you should try to do it within 5 minutes. So you can pause the video, give the question a try, and then return back to have a look at the solution. So I hope you all have tried it out. Now the answer to this question would be uh, minus 1 to the power n plus 1 by 2 greatest integer function upon 2 power n. So basically this I'll tell you it is greatest integer function. Now the concepts and formulas used in this question would be sine to theta is equal to 2 sine theta into cos theta, and if alpha plus beta is equal to 2 pi, then sine of alpha would be equal to negative sine beta. Now the given product can be written as P is equal to product of cos of Ka is equal to cos of this quantity. Basically, I have substituted in the value of A. Now what I'm doing is we are multiplying this equality both sides by product of sine Ka. So on the LHS we get P into product of sine Ka. On the right hand side, I am going to use the property that product of F into product of G is equal to product of Fg quantity, right? So product of sine into product of cos has become product of sine into cos. Now what I'm doing is I'm multiplying it by 2 and dividing it by 2. So 2 sine theta cos theta I'm writing as sine of 2 theta, and by 2 is already here. Now once again I'll be able to write it like this: product of half into product of sine, and obviously this product of half would become half power n or 1 by 2 power n, because these are total n terms. So n quantities, basically this product is being taken n times, and of course the remaining things I have written as it is. I have just substituted in the value of A here also and here also. Okay, so that's all that we have done, which we are calling as equation number 1. Now we are going to make a claim, and the claim is that this quantity which is written here is equal to minus 1 to the power n plus 1 by 2 greatest integer into product of this quantity, okay, which is written here. Now how will we prove this? Let us have a look. So let us take n is equal to 2m. So the LHS would become product of basically this quantity. Basically what we are doing is we are trying to simplify the LHS here, right? So I have first assumed when n is an even natural number, so 2m, that's the reason why we are taking. So basically the product will become, now look what we are doing. This n I'm replacing by 2m. Why are we doing that? Because I have assumed n value to be 2m. But in here we have not replaced it by 2m. Here we are letting it remain n only, okay? Now what we are going to do is we are going to break this product. Right now the product is from k equal to 1 to 2m. So what I've done is I've taken the product from first k equal to 1 to m into the product from k equal to m plus 1 up till 2m. So like this we have broken it into two halves. Okay, now in this particular product we are going to substitute k minus m is equal to r. So obviously since k ranges from m plus 1 to 2m, k minus m would range from k r is equal to 1 to m, right? And k has been replaced by m plus r, as you can see here. Now what we are doing is we are using King's property. What is the King's property? This is the King's property. It is just like summation. In summation also we have this property. So basically the thing is, if we have a product f1 into f2 into blah 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 after till fn, after applying King's property it simply gets reversed. So it becomes fn into fn minus 1 up till f2 into f1. Okay, so basically what we are saying is King's property is nothing but the reversal of the product series, right? And obviously these two are equal. It doesn't matter whether you take the product like this or you take it reversed. So that's what King's property represents, and that's exactly what we have done. In this product we have applied King's property. So what is King's property? R will be replaced by 1 plus m minus r. So 1 plus m minus r, that is exactly what we have done. King's property we have applied to this portion of the product. Now obviously m plus m will become 2m, which is n, plus 1 minus r. Now the thing is that this is just a dummy index, right? In dummy variable that we are using for the running index. So obviously, rather than calling it R, I can also call it K. So I am calling it K here also and K here also. Obviously, it still represents the same product. Now what we are doing is we observe that the sum of these two angles is 2 pi. You can easily observe if you add these two, what are you getting? 2n plus 1 comes out as a common denominator and pi comes out common. Inside, what will we be left with? 4 into this quantity would become 4n plus 4 minus 4k. And this particular quantity is 4k minus 2. So when we are adding 4k gets cancelled, 4 minus 2 becomes plus 2, and if you take out 2 as common, it becomes 2 into 2 and plus 1, which gets cancelled, so it simply becomes 2 pi. So since the sum of these two angles is 2 pi, sine of this quantity I can write as negative of sine of this quantity, right? Now what we are doing is we are going to write it as product of -1 into product of sine of this quantity. Product of -1 for m terms would obviously become -1 power m, and then what I'm using is we have product of two sines, right? That I've written as product of one single product of the sines, right? So basically, once again, I'm using the property product of f functions, product of g functions is simply product of fg function, right? So that's the only thing that we have done. Obviously, this term I have written as this thing, basically 2k into 2 pi is still 4k pi. So that's how I've written this, and upon 2n plus 1. And here also I've taken out 2 as common, and inside we are left with 2k minus 1. Now all that is left to do is to expand this product. So if you expand it, this product, what will you get when you put k equals to 1? You will get sine 2 pi upon 2n plus 1 into sine, what are we getting? We are getting 4 pi, 4 pi upon 2n plus 1, right? You can see yourself also, if you just substitute in the value of k 1, you will get this thing, right? Then you put k as 2, so you will get let's see what we are getting. You will get 2 to the 4 minus 1, 3 to the 6. So 6 pi upon 2n plus 1 into sine of 8 pi upon 2n plus 1. So if you keep expanding and keep expanding the product, it will end at what point? It will end at sine 4 pi. Finally, it will end at a sine 4m pi upon 2n plus 1, right? And this also exactly represents this product only. If you expand this, you will easily observe this comes out equal to this. Basically, you will put k is equal to 1 first, it will generate this term. You put 2, it will generate this term, then 3, then this term. So like this, up till all the way up till 4m pi it will be generated. So indeed, these two products are equal. And now what we are saying is this actually is n, right? So I've replaced it by n, remaining things are as it is. Now observe that m is what? What is this m? So please see, if we are talking about this quantity n plus a half greatest integer, in this case, I have assumed n to be 2m, right? So it becomes m plus half greatest integer, right? Basically n by 2 plus half, and n by 2 is m, of course, because n has been taken to be m. And since m is an integer, it obviously becomes this. Because let's say you want to know what is 5.5 greatest integer or 6.5 greatest integer, it is obviously going to be 6 only. Okay, so that's the thing, 6 plus half greatest integer is 6 only, because it lies between 6 and 7. So this quantity basically lies between m and m plus 1, so its greatest integer is m. So m can be certainly replaced by this quantity, and hence the proof is complete for RHS in case when n is an even number equal to 2m. Now let us move on to the next part, where n is taken to be an odd number of the form 2m plus 1. So LHS in this case would become k is equal to 1 to n has been replaced by 2m plus 1, and remaining things as it is. Here we have not replaced it. Now we are again going to break it up from k equal to 1 to m product, then product being continued from k equal to m plus 1 to 2m plus 1. Now once again the same substitution comes into effect. K minus m we put as r, and what are we getting? This remains unaffected. Okay, this is as it is. Only the change that is being done is only in this right hand product. Okay, so clearly k would be replaced by m plus r due to this substitution, and r would obviously range from 1 to m plus 1. And then what we are doing is we are basically applying King's property once again here. kinks I have applied. So R is being replaced by 1 plus m plus 1, which is m plus 2 minus R. So clearly the thing is that 2m, now this 2 you can write as 1 plus 1. Okay, so 2m plus 1 I have written as n, and plus 1 minus R is as it is. The only thing is, once again, we have changed the index, which is a dummy variable, from R to K. No other change we have done. Okay, so it becomes K here also. Now what we are doing is, once again, we observe that the sum of these two angles is 2 pi. You can easily see that for yourself. So the sign of this quantity would be negative of sign of this quantity. And now what we are doing is, we are basically writing this, look, minus 1 power m of m plus 1 obviously comes out, because just like we did earlier, minus 1 into product of sign. So this comes outside. Now for this product, the way we are doing it is, we are writing as product from k equal to 1 to m, and then into when the value m plus 1 is actually put here, so this quantity, right? So we have just broken it up, okay, because we need from k equal to 1 to m, right, to merge them. So I have broken this product up from k equal to 1 to m, and then I'm putting in the value m plus 1, as you can see here, instead of k, where we are putting m plus 1. And remaining thing has been merged into a single product, sine of this quantity into sine of this quantity, right? So that's what has been, what has been done in this particular step. So easily now, when you'll expand this product, you will observe that this actually becomes equal to this thing. Okay, you can easily expand it out, and when this is also combined with that expanded out product, it simply becomes this quantity. This could also have been done in one single step rather than two steps, as I have done, by uh, opening up the products or expanding them at this stage only. So basically you could have written k equal to 1 when you put, right? So first you put k equal to 1 here. So it becomes sine of 4 twos are 4 ones are 4, minus 2 is 2 pi upon 2n plus 1. Then you put k equal to 1 here. So it will generate sine 4 pi upon 2n plus 1. Then you put k equal to 2 here. So it will become 4 to the 8 minus 2, 6 pi upon 2n plus 1. Then you put k equal to 2 here. So basically rearranging here could have also led us to the same result, and then going on up till the very end would have still, we could have easily observed there also that this product actually becomes this only. Now the thing is, in this case, what would be n plus 1 by 2 greatest integer? That would be equal to n is 2m plus 1 plus 1 by 2 greatest integer. It becomes 1 plus 1 is 2. So it becomes m plus 1 greatest integer, which is m plus 1 only, because this itself is an integer. So indeed, this is equal to this quantity. And the remaining things we have written as it is, just that 2m plus 1 has been replaced by n, which is indeed equal to the RHS. So from the equation number 1 that we initially had in the very beginning, this one, we are going to replace this quantity by this quantity, right? Doing that helps us to get the final answer, as you can easily observe. So this has been replaced by what we have proved just now. So clearly this and this gets cancelled, and final answer we get as p is equal to minus 1 to the power n plus 1 by 2 greatest integer function upon 2 power n. So I think this was quite an amazing question, quite a difficult one as well. And a difficult journey, I would say, considering that we had to take two cases, then greatest integer functions are involved. So plus and minus, signs could have been a little difficult for the students to think. Now, what I would like you to do is, you can also try two questions on your own. You can try to prove this using similar techniques, and you can also try to prove this particular equality, and both of them are actually equal to this quantity, but that would require complex numbers in order to prove. So if you are thorough with the complex numbers, you might as well try the extended problem. And if you only want to try up till trigonometry, just as long as just trigonometry is involved, so you can just do basically you can just do this much portion. Okay, so I think that way you will have even more practice, of using this technique. And so I really hope you all enjoyed watching this particular solution and got to know how typical sometimes the answer can be. However, I'm pretty sure you should find these kinds of problems in the future easy. Make sure you like the video, comment down below what you would like to see next, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you all in the next one.